Who am I? I am a wife, a mom, a student, and while doing all of this, I have very little of this. So follow me to learn how to make the most of your time and money while becoming a healthier family. Hey guys, it's Leslie here, and tonight I am making a really favorite comfort food. I'm making loaded potato soup bowls. So I'll kind of take you through what we do while we're fixing it. This is definitely not one of those fast meals. Right now I'm peeling the potatoes, and I will be cutting up the potatoes here in a little bit. I'll show you some of the things I do with it and how I get the taste that I get. Alright guys, I have peeled all my potatoes. I find that if I actually take a grocery store sack, you know, we always get those. If I peel my potatoes in that, it's like super duper easy. I just pull it together, tie it up, and it'll go in the trash. This is my potato slicer. It is actually a fry slicer, but I use this thing for pretty much any potatoes that I make, unless it's fried potatoes, because it just cuts your cutting down in half. Another little easy tip that I do have my little strainer down here with my potatoes in it, and I cut the potatoes directly down into the strainer. Well, for the most part, it normally works. But we're trying to fit two people in here. But so I will cut up all my potatoes, and I'll show you in just a little bit, so I can get ready to put them in the pot. Okay, guys, I have my potatoes in their little pot. I fill the water just above where the potatoes are. And the things I put in it are salt. I normally add more salt as I cook it. Garlic powder. Onion powder, and black pepper. I'm going to let this boil down into about where the potatoes are easily smooshed, for lack of a better term. When the water boils down so far, the potatoes become really tender, you know that they are ready to be made into soup. Alright guys, part of my loaded potato soup is bacon. Now I'm going to show you my favorite way to cut bacon, and you are seeing it. Trust me, I wash my scissors like all the freaking time. I cut meat, I cut cheese, you name it, I cut it with it. Anyway, I cut a small portion of bacon, and I normally will make it really, really crispy, and when it's done, to make it easy to shred up, I will put it in the freezer. Let it freeze just a little bit so you're not, scalding the crap out of yourself. But I make little strips of bacon like this, and they will soon be in our potato soup. Right now our potato soup is still going. I need to actually turn that on medium high. Our potato soup is still going, not quite boiling yet, but hopefully soon. Hey guys, okay, my little man here is helping me shred the cheese. Now, I've learned something. This is our first month actually shredding the cheese. Matt, stop eating the cheese. Shred it, please. Anyway, I learned something this time when I was actually shredding cheese, because really this is our first month doing it like that. But it's better if you do it when it's cold. It's killer on the hands, but cheese actually breaks apart and everything like that, and he's going to find every which way imaginable to try and shred the cheese. But anyway, it is best to actually have frozen cheese, just because it will not crumble as much as warm cheese. Alright guys, our bacon is just about good and crispy. Our potatoes are boiling quite nicely. I have our cheese shredded, and I've started cutting the bread. Now, something else I've learned as of recently, and I wish I would have known this for years. One of my favorite things in the kitchen is parchment paper. But anyway, you're just going to cut a hole out of the bread, and hopefully that'll seal back together. But I'm going to put cheese in the bottom of these. Looks nice and pretty. I'm just going to put a little bit of cheese in the bottom of them. And I'm going to bake these in advance. So that way they're nice and crispy. And hopefully the cheese can fix this little one. But, and then when the potatoes are about done, I'm going to turn the oven on. I'm going to probably do it 350, maybe 2 to 5 minutes. Just keep an eye on it. When the cheese gets brown, you know it's good to go. And then that way, when your potato soup is ready, you can just scoop it in here. And we're going to cover it also with cheddar cheese on top. So I'll show you that here in a little bit. Alright guys, my potatoes are getting nice and tender. One of the things I really like doing with them is stirring them until they make a nice little broth. It makes for a thicker potato soup, not so much water. So do that for another probably 5 minutes or so. Getting ready to put the bread bowls in the oven. These look good. By the way, I had to replace that second one. I put a hole right through the bottom. So I'll be back here in just a little bit and show you how to make the rest of the soup. Alright guys, my potato soup has actually formed a really, really nice broth. So the last part to finish up just the soup itself, you put in, I'm going to turn it down by the way. You're going to put in a little bit of milk, and one thing you'll learn with me, I don't do anything by directions. I don't know how many cups of milk or half a cups or whatever. Put in milk, a stick of butter, and then my favorite part, Parmesan cheese. Kind of gives it a nice little kick. Once the bacon has cooled off, I will be chopping it up and it will go in the soup as well. Alright guys, I got my bacon. It's really easy. Now it's cold and I did it really crispy. So basically I'm just going to grind it up in my hands and I'll smell like bacon the rest of the night. So my cats will be chasing me the rest of the night, along with my husband apparently. It's bacon! Anyway, you just want to try and crush it up into little bits. I don't like getting the bacon bits that's like already in a package. I prefer the real stuff. I want to know what's in my bacon bits. Bacon bits. Alright. I'm going to put that in there. And my bread should be about ready to come out. So in just a minute, we'll be putting this in the bowls. Alright guys, I have tested. One big thing that you want to do after you get done making your soup is you do want to test it before you serve it, because it's normally going to need some more salt, which I do believe I mentioned earlier. By the way, make sure you blow on it because I burnt the crap out of my mouth just now. So what I'm going to do, and it doesn't look like it's a whole lot, but these are so filling because, you know, you have the broth, the bread, the potatoes, and the cheese. Doesn't look like I'm feeding my family a lot, but trust me, this goes a long way. I'm going to put my little slice of cheese on top, and then when I'm done, I'm going to bake them, and I'll show you the finished product here in just a little bit, and maybe even give you a sneak peek of the bite. Alright guys, so we have our potato soup bowls. I've already got a hold of mine, and I will go ahead and give it a little shot. They're not, they don't have a lot of broth left in them. Honestly, it bakes into the bowls. But they're really, really good. Oh, whoa. I would have cried if I just lost that. Alright, here we go. Oh my gosh. Those are terrible. You can't eat that. I will have to take care of these.
Yeah, I bet.
Alright guys, the trick with this was I put them on 350. About 5 minutes I kept checking just to make sure that the cheese got nice and gooey, and I knew that they were done. And now I can't stop eating. Alright guys, till next time, if you have any recipes that you want me to try, please send them in the comments below, and I will give it a shot, and I will call you out.
The stranger the better.
Absolutely. Bye guys.